So, is network engineering hard? I get this question a lot. A lot of people think network engineering is the most difficult part of all of IT, which is kind of crazy because network engineering has been a while, has existed for a while. And what I mean a while, it's a mature field. It's existed since the 19. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure maybe the 90s. That's when the internet started. So, and the protocols have stayed the same. Obviously, they've added more encryption and security concepts and make it better. But network engineering is seen as hard because it's a very hard to grasp field, right? Because you're watching a YouTube video right now. From wherever you're watching, there's some fiber optic cables that connects from you to me that's happening in milliseconds. So it's hard to like grasp what's actually going on. But I get it. There's IP addressing, there's subnetting, which I'm going to drop a video on how to subnet, which is very easy. I've developed a whole system on how to subnet and make it as easy as possible. So I'll send that video very soon. But just in general, like there's a lot of what is known as there's a lot of protocols: TCP, OSPF, BGP, STP, LLDP, CDP, BGP, Telnet, SSH, all these protocols, right? Like, what are these protocols? These are acronyms for names of protocols. I highly recommend you don't remember the names. There's no point in that. Just remember what they do. But there's a lot of these protocols that you have to remember, and it feels like an alphabet soup, which I completely understand. That's completely normal. And then obviously we have to learn about physical equipment that we actually don't see. As you know, when networking, we're touching equipment, we're touching routers. These routers cost like 10 to 15 to $100,000. We're touching a lot of switches, cables, SFPs. We're touching these equipments that we have never seen before. They're like in a back server room that's never open to the public, right? These are things that we never see. So it's kind of hard to grasp because when you're new into tech, you probably never even heard of networking. It's such a unique field in tech. And a lot of people struggle to break into this specific field because they think it's hard. And what they mean by that is they get into subnetting. They're like, my brain can't handle this, and they stop, right? And guess what? Every field in tech is hard, no matter what. Every field in tech, it's going to be hard. But I do understand where people are coming from. When I first decided to get into tech, and I got into, I looked at software, networking, all that stuff, and I decided to go into network engineering. I was lost. I was watching a YouTube video tutorial, and you see all these like sort of graphics, and like a switch here and a router here, and little packets going by. Like, what are these packets? Like, where are these packets coming from? Like, what is a header? What is a packet header? What is a checksum? What is MDIX? What are these weird protocols? Right? It's like it's all looks like gibberish to me, right? And I completely understand that, and that's normal because you haven't when you're new to an industry, especially network engineering, and there's a lot of things that you haven't just heard about. It's fine, and it, if in and a lot of network engineers know this. Like to the outside world, we sound like we're speaking a different language because we're talking about different protocols and different standards and a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of things that you have to know as a network engineer. There's a lot of theory, as well as technical stuff that you have to like get hands-on experience with. But the theory itself is quite a bit. Looking back, I'm like, damn, that's a lot. So that's what makes it difficult. On top of the subnetting, which a lot of people, which I'm gonna make a video, which is going to simplify that as much as possible. Right? There's a whole formula for it. But I completely get it. It's fine. But just understand this: if you can learn network engineering, you're going to be one of the most valuable individuals in tech because it's the most neglected field in tech by far. Everyone wants to get into cybersecurity, and they despise network engineering for one reason because it's hard to learn. They think it's hard, and then they decide to pick the path of least resistance, maybe like it's GRC or something like that, or they'll pick data or something like that. The thing is, when you learn network engineering, you're going to be highly valuable in the cybersecurity market. You're going to be highly valued in the cloud market as well, right? Because all that stems from you having an understanding of network engineering or just networking in general, computer networks, right? Because as we know, computer networks is communication, and without communication, we don't have the sort of communication we have right now, right? It's a very powerful technology. There's a lot of protocols. Take the time to study it. I know it's going to be difficult. I know it's hard, but it's actually the longer you continue learning networking, the easier it gets. The beginning, it's like level 10. Everyone thinks this is just like, I don't even know what's going on here. This doesn't make any sense to me, which is fine. Completely fine. No big deal. But the longer you do it, the easier it gets. The problem is a lot of people learn it for maybe 1, 2 weeks. They get overwhelmed with all the information. There's a lot of protocols. What are these devices? And people think it's boring. That's another big thing. Oh, it's boring. Networking is so boring. It's boring because you haven't learned it yet. Once you fully learn networking, your mind is going to be blown. Absolutely blown. So that's the big thing. Focus on learning and keep going, right? It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. The longer you do it, the easier it gets. So that's my word of advice. So is networking hard? In my opinion, in my honest opinion, as a field, I would say it is hard. And most people say, well, it's easy. But in my opinion, I think networking is a hard field. But if you put in the work, it's easy, right? It's hard if you give up easily, right? So that's my word of advice with networking. Yes, there's a lot of terminologies you have to learn. Yes, you have to learn subnetting. Yes, you have to learn what IP addresses, IPv6 addresses, NAT, all these protocols, and tunneling and all that stuff. But take it one step at a time. Learn the fundamentals. The fundamentals are the most important part of networking, by the way. If you skip subnetting, you're not going to understand what a routing table is. You're not going to understand how to even configure OSPF and other routing protocols. So understand that, okay? Focus on the fundamentals. Focus on the theory first. It takes some time, take some breaks, right? But always come back to the fundamentals. As soon as you understand the fundamentals, once you fully grasp it, you're going to be off to the races, right? And yeah, so hopefully that's some advice for you guys. It is going to be hard, but the longer you do it, the easier it gets. And when I was learning it, I was just struggling. But I always made sure to let me just learn this. I need to learn this. I need to figure this out. I need to figure out subnetting. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. And then I finally figured it out. And then you're done. Like you're ready to go, right? But that's why with networking, I think there's a YouTuber. His sort of slogan was "Lab every day." I forgot his name. I think it's Dewan something Lightfoot. That may be his name. I'm not 100% sure. But I used to watch his videos, and he was phenomenal in terms of saying labbing every day. Labbing every day basically means actually practicing what you're doing every single day. Practicing, go and configure things, troubleshoot. And also, another thing I forgot to mention is the CLI can be a little bit confusing, that terminal. Maybe for Cisco or Juniper, whatever you're using, that terminal is also difficult as well to understand. But once you get it, you get it. All that stuff. So, but lab every day. If you lab every day, it's going to be easy. So don't forget to do that. But that's the game, guys. If you study every day, you practice every day, you show up every day, it's going to be easy. And when you actually learn it, it's the most fulfilling thing you can learn because you just feel like, wow, like I've learned a very difficult skill. And once I've learned it, you have a very high sense of yourself. And you also, will get into eventually a career of network engineering and hopefully be fulfilled as a network engineer. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys would like mentorship and you guys want to get into network engineering and would like mentorship and guidance from me, click the link below and I can show you exactly how to become a network engineer. With that being said, everyone, please thank you guys so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. If you guys like the video, give it a like. If you guys want to subscribe, go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and go to comment section and send me some comments and we'll go from there. So thank you guys so much for your time and peace.